This video will be going through how you can set up your WordPress website using a local host server. And the server that we're going to use for this particular training is the Xampp server. And I'll be walking you through the process of how you can download Xampp and how to install Xampp. So the reason is because so many people used to find it difficult when it comes to installing Xampp and how to actually start up Xampp to install WordPress. I also passed through the same issue, and I would like to guide you on how that works. So without further ado, let's get into this training proper. So right here on my computer, I'm going to visit Chrome browser, just like you see here on my screen. We're going to visit where we can download Xampp, which is the website name is Apache Friends. So this is the official website where we can get the Xampp software. I'm going to click on the first link here, which is apachefriends.org. So here on the main tab, this will be to load the home page where we can download Xampp server. So on the main page here, if you are using a Windows operating system, you can simply get the server for Windows operating system. If you are on Linux, you can use that of Linux and simply click on that link. Or if you are using a Macintosh operating system, you can use that, which is showing OS X, right? So after doing that, you should be good to go with installation. So I'll be taking you through the process of the installation now, because I already have Xampp downloaded on my own computer, right? So let's quickly install the Xampp server. So I'll go to the place where it is located on my computer. Under the download files, find my own Xampp there. So I'll come to this place that you see programs, and I'll enter to locate the Xampp that I have downloaded. So if you've installed Xampp, this is what you're going to see. This is how the logo looks like, just like something having an admin here, like a box, right? So I'm going to double click to now start the installation process. So after that, Xampp is going to give you a prompt just like this here that you see. So I'm going to click on yes to give it administrative access. So the moment you see a prompt like this on your screen, you shouldn't panic. Just click on OK, and it's going to show you the welcome setup wizard for Xampp. So next thing is to click on next. And then you shouldn't temper out anything here, right? Because everything is already set for you here. Everything, the most important things are checked, which is PHP my admin, MySQL, and yeah. So basically everything is already set up here. So you shouldn't temper out anything here. Just click on next to continue the process. So this is the C /Xampp is where it's the folder that's going to be where it's going to store the Xampp software, right? So basically what this C simply means here is my local hard disk. So yours might be D, I don't know what, just depending. But if you see anything here, it just simply means where it's going to be stored, so you can see. And you can also select another folder for that, but you shouldn't do that. Just leave it to be on the main folder for your hard disk, right? So you click on next, and you leave it on English, and we'll click on next here. So the setup is now ready to begin installing Xampp on your computer. Okay, so I'll click on next, and it should start the installation process. So this might waste our time. I don't want to waste much of our time. I'm going to pause this video here until the full installation has completed. So after the installation process, it's going to prompt you to start the control panel for Xampp. So I advise you to start the control panel for Xampp and then test to see how the software is working, if it's working properly or not. So I'm going to click on finish for this, so that you're going to start Xampp immediately, so that we can make a test run to see how the software actually is working. If there's no issue, then we can continue with the process of installing WordPress. So let's just quickly wait for the C panel the control panel, right, to come up for Xampp, and then we start the PHP my admin and MySQL. Yes, so you can see this is how the panel looks like. So you can see Xampp control panel version 3.3.0. So here we can start Apache and MySQL. So here you just need to click on start, right? And when it shows green, that means Apache is working fine. And I'm going to click on start also for MySQL. So basically, these are the two things that we need for now. So you can see MySQL is now showing green, and Apache is still showing yellow. So the moment it shows green, yeah, so you can see it's showing green now. It means that it's working perfectly. So sometimes yours might have kind of a red notification here telling you that MySQL has been disconnected, and you'll be running on some issues that it won't connect or stuff like that. So basically, what this simply means is this. I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot that particular issue in a bit. So for you to do that, it simply means that your computer is basically not allowing the software to run properly. So what does this mean? Well, how can you solve this? You can simply go to the firewall settings of your computer, and then allow MySQL to have both access to public network and then private network. So basically, we'll just go through the settings so that you see that, right? So if that doesn't work also, I'll show you another way of doing it. So basically, there are majorly 3 ways so that you can easily troubleshoot this issue if you come across it. So I'll be coming to this particular place that you see privacy and security, and we'll go to Windows security, right? So when we click on that, we'll be going to the section of the firewall. So basically, it's under the firewall that we can set that. So what the firewall actually does for you is it allows for a particular software on your computer to access either a public network or a private network. So basically, firewalls have been created to create this bridge between a virus affecting your network or something like that. So now I'm going to click on this firewall and network protection. Okay, so it should come up in a bit. So now we are going to go through and see if MySQL is enabled, so that you shouldn't fall into the issues of showing that red notifications for your own Xampp server. So you can see here it's saying that allow an app through firewall, right? So basically, we're going to click on that. So it will come up and show us a list of applications that are there that have access to either private network, public network, or either of the two. Yes, so you can see now it's loading, and we're going to check through and see if MySQL have access. So you can see the list of applications that have access to internet here, right? So any application that needs internet access, the firewall, you can see this allow applications to connect through Windows Defender firewall. So you can see AnyDesk is an application, is a software that we use for having this conversation between two people working remotely, right? So we have Apache HTTP server here. So you can see it is allowed. It is allowed on both private networks and public network. So if you scroll down towards the end, you can see MySQL here. MySQL ID is it MySQL D. So it's having access to both private network and public network. So you check for your own on your own end. If this is not checked, you allow it, give it access. And also the Apache HTTP server, if it doesn't have access to both private and public network, you check it and then you click on OK. So this is one way that you can troubleshoot that. And also you can basically, when it comes up like that, if it's having an issue of that red notifications that SQL cannot work now or something of that nature, you simply close down the application, right? You close the software, stop all of the services, close the software, and then restart the software. So, and if that doesn't happen, it might be okay. During the installation process, right, your Windows Defender is turned on. So you make sure that you turn off your Windows Defender while installing the software, so that you shouldn't run into issues of your Windows Defender taking some part of the code and quarantining it and assuming that maybe it's a virus or something of that nature. So you can see here that this is working properly. So you can test to see if this is working completely fine, right? So I'm going to close my main network here. Okay, let me just close my main network so that we can use the Xampp server to access PHP my admin, the localhost link. Okay, so it will be coming up now, and then we should just toggle that network off, right? Okay, so you can see my Wi-Fi is on. I'm going to turn it off now. So you can see it is not turned off. So the next thing that we are going to use now, currently now we are using the local server, right? So we are using the Xampp local server now. So I'm going to click on this, my browser, and open a new tab and search for local host. So when I search local host, I'm going to hit on enter, and it should show us PHP my admin homepage. So if it does that, it means that everything is running fine, and we should head on to the next video. So you can see it's showing welcome to Xampp localhost / dashboard. So it means that this is working perfectly, and as you can see here, everything is showing green for Apache and MySQL. So this is now working perfectly. If I click on my PHP my admin, it should show me the place where I can create a database, right? So you can see that the network is working perfectly. It means that Xampp is working and every other thing is working perfectly, right? So this is basically how you can install Xampp server on your computer to use for your local host. Congratulations, and now you have a Xampp server running on your computer. You know where to download Xampp. You have seen how the installation process goes, where to troubleshoot your Xampp server if in case you are finding it difficult that your Xampp server is not working, maybe the SQL is not working or the Apache server is not working properly, right? So you've learned how to give access through the firewall aspect. If you are still finding it difficult, how to restart the Xampp server to work properly, and also disabling your Windows Defender so that you install it in the initial end before you now start running Xampp properly on your computer. So the next video is about how you can now install WordPress locally on your computer. I will see you guys in the next video.